What's up, Cody here with another episode of Everybody's Top 3. I am here with my co-host, Kristen.
What's up?
And our guest is Brad today.
What's going on?
Today, we are going to do top 3 movies that scored below 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. So, what is your number 3, Brad?
So, my number 3 movie that I think deserves a higher percentage that I got is Deuce Bigalow, European Gigolo, the second one. You guys seen the first Deuce Bigelow?
I've seen both of them.
Have you?
Yeah. I think it deserves that, in my opinion.
I think both of them are pretty bad movies.
Really? Oh, dude, both of them movies made me laugh pretty good. I thought this movie was hilarious. And
you don't think Lonely Island is funny? Because they're like the same humor to me, like just immature.
Wait,
who?
You said you don't think Lonely Island's funny?
Yeah, you didn't like that one movie, Rock. Oh, that one you said.
Lonely Island. What the fuck?
Pop Star? Never
about?
Stopping? That one?
No, that movie.
Hot
He's
Rod.
like Hot Rod.
Hot Rod, yeah.
And you said it was stupid.
But that one's not really a musical movie. That was just written by the Lonely Island guys.
Oh.
It's not really. It doesn't really.
I don't think
Does it
it's
have
the
the
same.
same humor,
I don't think it's the same.
Yeah,
kind.
it's fucking stupid.
I mean, it is.
I think it's the same type of.
It is, but the way they did with Deuce Bigalow was funnier to me. I don't know, man. To each their own. I don't know what to say. This guy.
I'm surprised both of them weren't below 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. If I'm being
Yeah.
honest with you, only the one, right?
Yeah,
European
that's
Gigolo
all
was
I
the
could
only
find. But fuck you guys.
That was one of the few. I was like, I'm gonna put it on my list if I can't find anything else.
I mean, like,
because I've watched it. That was the only reason.
I haven't. So actually haven't watched it in a very long time.
Yeah, I haven't seen
when
it.
I
in a
watched
long time
it,
either.
it was when it came out. I think I have when it came out. Came out in 2012.
I was gonna guess.
So I was
didn't think that.
No, really? It came out in 2012?
Yeah. No, wait.
That is
No.
older than that.
2005. 2005.
Say, that
Sorry,
is-
it said.
that is way
I
older
looked. So
than
it
that.
says I wrote down the release date in theaters, and then there was a
Oh.
release date to streaming.
Oh, okay.
So 2012 is when someone finally released it on the streaming. Came out in 2005. So I was a sophomore in high school when I saw that movie. So maybe my humor's changed.
How old is the first one? It feels like the first was a
to look that
90s
up.
movie.
Your humor. I mean,
But Rotten
Yeah.
Tomatoes gave it a 9%, and the audience gave it a 33%, which still isn't really high. But I thought the movie was fucking funny. Rob Schneider's the man.
that's unfortunate. Nah, it's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in such a long time. I used to really like Eddie Griffin. I used to think that guy was really.
He was
fucking
definitely
funny.
a good part of the comedy in that movie.
Like I remember the one scene that's sticking out to me is when he's just like, "Oh, so you're looking for a black man, so the first place you go is a chicken and waffles place." He goes, you were here, weren't you?"
No, it's a funny
It's not
movie.
a-
But I definitely want to buy it and watch it again to see if I still think it's as funny. But I came across that, and I remember having the laughs I've had, and I was like, give it more than 10%. Like, at least 11.
I think I just hate Rob Schneider now. I think I just don't.
I feel
I don't
that.
find him funny at all. I used to think he was fucking hilarious, but now I'm just like, nah.
He can't really do... he's not a good actor. He can't really do anything other than comedy.
The best 2 things he did was the "You Can Do It" guy in Waterboy,
Yeah.
and then what's the delivery guy in Big Daddy. Those were the only 2 good roles I think he's ever had.
See, I thought his movie Animal was really cool.
I liked that when I was a
That was a good
kid,
movie.
but like thinking back on it now, I'm like, eh.
I've watched it. It was on Netflix. I probably still lived in Canton at this point, but I definitely watched it a few
Who's
times.
the guy that's also in all of Adam Sandler movies that are like the Bug Eyes. He plays the one that he like competes with.
He was the main guy in Grandma's... No. He was his friend in Grandma's Boy in the very beginning when he unplugs
on the wedding
he
singer.
unplugs a controller and he's like, boom,
Yeah, I don't know what
knocked
that guy's name is.
Neither do I.
He's funny. Like he's like a low key funny like character in all the movies though, and he does a good job like being fucking weird.
He was one
I
of the
love him.
no. He was the one, not one of the gay guys in Big Daddy.
No,
right?
he was the one that
that's
was
like, it still makes me uncomfortable.
yeah, yeah.
And also he's in The Wedding Singer in the beginning, the drunk wedding singer for
man.
the sibling to the bride, and he's like talking shit, and then he like goes out and throws up. He's in the very beginning.
Oh, she's talking about Crazy Eyes from like Mr. Deeds.
Yeah.
Oh, Steve
Steve
Buscemi.
Buscemi, yeah.
Who are you guys talking?
We were
about?
thinking about the guy
I
on
don't know what
Waterboy.
the guy's name is. I have
and
no
he
idea
was
what his
like,
name is.
he had like the
Oh,
weird cross eyes and
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah, no, not that one.
Oh, okay.
But you know who I'm talking about, right?
Steve Buscemi, was he was in...
He's in Billy Madison too, right?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
he's the
he
kid. The
is.
bull that,
yeah, okay.
He's
he
funny.
shoots the one
I'm
guy.
glad
at
I
the
called
end.
that guy.
Yeah, I'm glad I called that guy because he had his name on a list. And
Yeah.
he like crossed it off after he
And
called
it
and
said,
apologized.
Yeah. But he's good. He's funny as fuck.
Oh, Steve Buscemi,
Yeah, in all of the Adam Sandler movies, like he plays a good
Crazy
character.
Crazy
Yeah.
Eyes, and Mr. Deeds.
But
I
yeah,
love it.
my number 3 is Deuce Bigelow, European Gigolo.
All right, what's your number 3, Kristen?
See No Evil.
And you're gonna give me shit?
I think that movie's all right.
It was considering
No, I think that movie was alright.
it came out 2006, 9% on Rotten Tomatoes, and 50 from the audience.
I thought about putting that one on my list because I really
That's
don't think
the
that's a
one-
bad movie.
Me either. I remember being young though, and it came out, and I was super into WWE and horror. So I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's Kane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and me
Yep.
and my friends like all got it. We rented it from Ace Video, and then we like
Wow.
watched it, and I was so excited because it is kind of scary considering.
I mean, it's...
he like hooks people
Dude.
with like
that
ugh.
part where he fucking shoves the cell phone down the bitch's throat.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it's
That's
like
awful.
weird shit. Yeah, in the beginning, right away, he hooks a girl's.
But
eye.
honestly, that movie kind of added to his character for The Ring.
yes.
Like,
No, I was scared afterwards. Like I was like,
Kane was already
it was
a scary guy.
yeah, it was good. I thought the movie was pretty cool. I haven't seen the second one.
okay, because in the beginning of what I said, you said, and
No,
you're
I was
picking on me,
I was just
and then,
no, I gave you shit because
no,
He's
you
just
were-
embarrassed because we hated his first movie.
you know what?
He's trying to pass on his
I
hurt to
don't
me.
give a fuck. That movie was funny. Your guys' humor sucks.
But no, See No Evil, I think was it definitely deserves more than 9%. Maybe people have it out for WWE because it's like produced and stuff by them. It's a Lionsgate film, but everything else was like a WWE.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
I
Because I was
didn't-
gonna
I
write all
think
that
the
down.
WWE probably just because they were using Kane probably just made
Yeah.
them put WWE
just give me
productions
yeah,
in it.
just give
Yep.
me just give me some money and we're good.
I didn't write it down, but the name for him in the movie is Jacob Goodnight. But they were gonna name him something different. But the name of the movie was gonna be like some about hook eyes and stuff. Like they went through 4 names. They were all awful. So I'm happy I'm happy
Truthfully,
they
See No Evil isn't that great of a name
no,
either.
but considering the other ones, I forget what they are though. But they were
What?
awful.
What was that movie about?
I don't remember. There's
Was he
just
like
it was just
hallucinating with his
kids-
mother or something?
I just remember
mother
like kids
killed-
going to a house and him just like hunting them down. But it was supposed to be like a
like
Yeah,
haunted
no,
house
I
or
remember
something
that,
like
but why was he a fucking crazy guy? Was it something about his mother's abusing him or some shit?
I don't remember. To be honest, I didn't write much down about the movie. I figured you guys would know more.
How do you
to,
not
like, pick me
know
up.
about the movie?
I just know I loved it. Like it was a good like friend time. Y'all were scared. He's hooking people's eyes. He's doing some crazy shit.
I mean, that's a lot of what I remember about it too. Maybe
Good
that's
movie.
why it got such a low rating because it really is a forgettable plot.
Yeah.
Whatever the
Just
plot
slasher.
happens to
It is
be,
considered
I
a
don't
slasher
remember.
film.
But,
Yeah, but
it-
even there's a lot of slashes out there that are more interesting.
Well, I'm just
I just
saying.
very specifically remember liking the kills.
Yeah,
I don't
they were
remember
good.
a lot of the kills, but I just remember enjoying it because it was just over the top violent.
That's why I like Sinister. The way that they get killed is so clever.
Yeah, it's always creative.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that. I think Missy has though.
Dude, it's fucked up. Like even though the story is kind of like not believable, but it's like the way they get killed is so fucked up. It's awesome.
Yeah, dude, they tie up a whole family and then run them over with a fucking push lawnmower, like
Mm-hmm.
run over their faces.
The
you
kid,
see like the fucking blood and
What
shit
the
just
fuck?
shoot out of the chute
My
of the lawnmower.
favorite
It's pretty
one
dope.
is the kid drugs the family, tapes them all on lawn chairs, and has a rope tied to all of them, and pulls them, and they're like taped so they can't move or breathe, and pulls them one by one into a pool, and they just die.
And in the second one they had this kill where they put fucking rats in
Oh my god!
And,
I can't watch it.
metal bucket and then heated the top of the metal bucket and put it upside down on people's stomachs, and the rats like ate through the fucking stomach because they're trying to escape the heat. And like you see like
It's
you see the
bad.
rats like chew their way out the side of the people's bodies and
That's
shit.
like one of the first kills in that
Jesus
movie too. Like
fucking
it's like
Christ.
right away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nope. I didn't watch that whole thing, but not because it
Jesus.
was scary. We went over in another one.
Yeah, and the last no,
That
top 3 horror
lawnmower
movies.
one sounds awful, but that's kind of clever. That's a good idea.
I think the pool one is.
I don't know,
That
man.
one is, like,
Having your
it's
face run over
doable.
by a lawnmower is like
no,
that's
it
definitely
definitely
doable.
sucks. It definitely sucks, but you know,
It sounds horrific.
The other one, the other way that they get killed in that movie is he drugs them, gets them all in a car, locks them in it, puts gas around, and they just burn in the car. I think they're taped in there too, like to the seats,
like he drugs them as in
while they're sleeping,
like.
so he can move
Oh,
them.
so
That's
they're
the only
sleep-
way
oh.
they can.
I was gonna
I
say,
feel
if
realistically
you're
that's
gonna
what
give
has
me
to be
if you're
happening.
gonna give me acid,
No,
before
because
something like
she
that.
drugs her dad in the end, right? It shows that part. And then he
I
wakes
don't
up on the
remember.
floor.
I don't remember. I haven't seen the movie in a while, but
Oh.
I know at the end of the movie you find out that it's children doing all the murders, which is kind of dope.
Yeah.
holy fuck!
Yeah, it's always like the
It's a cult?
youngest kid in the fucking family is usually the ones committing all the murders.
It's a cult that was started and then I don't know, and then he just like lures little kids in that are like sad and then gets them to kill their family, and then like they join the cult of kids. And it's, ran
It's
by
like a
this big guy.
supernatural cult though. Like
Mhm.
it's like they go into like some supernatural land, and then they use the other kids like are like pretty much ghost zombie like things to convince the new set of kids to fucking kill their families.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah,
It's
it's a good
honestly
movie.
a good movie.
What a movie!
I love it.
Children
what's that
murdering
called?
is
What we
pretty
just
awesome.
did? We just gave away the whole movie.
Spoiler.
Spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
Whatever.
Afterwards.
I mean, it's been out for a while.
Yeah.
Oh,
we can
it's
talk.
old as
We can
fuck.
talk about it.
I
Yeah.
just love that movie.
I'll talk about a movie that came out yesterday. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
You don't have to fucking listen. to
they
it.
do it all the time.
Yeah.
Everybody does it. Some do it like
Sorry,
the
for
night of.
consideration.
Like fuck.
After the fact, I had consideration for the
Oh,
audience.
fuck your consideration.
Anybody that complains about somebody spoiling a movie on a podcast or any other platform needs to get a fucking life. Like if seriously, if that bothers you so much, then like what is going on in your life? Like, is it that flawless of a life that you're gonna complain about knowing the ending of a movie before you see it?
Like,
Get the fuck outta
before
here.
I saw
People are
Endgame,
serious
I
as fuck
knew
about that shit, though.
before I saw Endgame, I knew that Iron Man was dying.
Yeah, Colby Covington
But
blew that one for all of
That
us.
still didn't make me go, oh, I don't want to watch the movie now. It still was an amazing movie.
If anything, it kind of added to it because I was like, when is he gonna die?
Yeah,
Is it now?
how's he
Is he
gonna
die
die?
now? Because I thought when it first started and he's like in fucking space and shit, I was like, this is how he dies.
Right.
This is how he's gonna die. Like right here, right now.
Yeah, like
the movie just
you,
opened.
like they may spoil something, but you don't really spoil something because it was still a great movie to sit through and watch, and like you said, find out when he dies and how he dies.
Anyway, See No Evil's an alright movie.
Yeah. Cody, what's your number 3, dude?
My number 3 is Strange Wilderness.
Ah, that was gonna be one. That was gonna be one I was
have
gonna
no
put on my
idea
list.
what
I
that is.
didn't because I was like I did at first, but then I was like, I think Cody's gonna pick this one.
I assume
so I'm
that
gonna
you put
stay
it on
away.
because you sent that fucking clip this morning.
No, nope.
I was like, oh, as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, I wonder if Brad picked that movie. I wonder if
But
that's
it
why he
is
sent
a
that clip.
weird fucking coincidence that we just talked about that, and I see that fucking video.
Can you explain?
Have you never seen
I've
Strange
never
Wilderness?
seen it.
So Strange Wilderness, it was here I got the information right. Yeah. It came out in 2008. It has a 2% rating on Rotten Tomatoes and a 35% audience rating. It's
Word.
about a group of morons who
Stoners and idiots.
Yeah, they're not even all stoners. There's a couple stoners, but mostly they're just all fucking retards. And they have a nature show on like public broadcasting.
Okay.
And they're gonna get canceled, and they're getting kind of overrun by a different nature show. So they decide to get their ratings up. They try to find Sasquatch. So they go to like the Central America to hunt Sasquatch.
Is this a movie or a series? Oh,
it's a movie. Yeah, it's a movie.
Yeah. Sounds like it'd be a series though.
It's fucking awesome. It's one of the funniest movies ever.
He gives me shit about Deuce Bigelow. It's the same kind of humor, but it's dumb. It's dumb, but it's funny.
It is dumb as shit, and I love it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it.
It's
what's it on? Does anybody know? Like it's on Netflix?
I think it might be on a streaming of some
It's
sort.
definitely on a streaming service because I've come across it a couple times. I'm like, I gotta watch that.
Maybe Amazon Prime, possibly.
Okay.
I kind of want to watch it again. I haven't watched it in a while.
I kind of want to watch it.
I might go home and watch it.
It was made by Adam Sandler's production company, Happy Madison.
Okay.
So it's got all those guys in it.
Plus
the guy from
Grandma's
Boy. He's like the second. He's not the lead. He's like the second to the lead. It's got Justin Long in it.
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill's in it.
Word. Okay, so it's gonna be good.
Steve Zahn is the lead.
What's the reasoning behind the low rating? You think just
because it was dumb?
It's stupid. The plot is just kind of thrown together. It feels like a movie that people got together and were like, we got 10 days to make a movie. Let's just make it. Even the final scene, like they almost didn't get the final scene. It ends with a blooper. Do you remember that? Like the very final scene is them not even being able to hold themselves together while filming it. And they all just start like break out laughing, and that's like how the movie ends. It's just the whole movie ends in a blooper, and it's kind of like an overshadowing of what the whole movie is, which is like kind of a giant. Oh, I don't want to say a blunder, but like just a big grouping of dumbass scenes just made to make people laugh.
Cody, I love your shirt.
Thank you. All of the characters in it are fucking. They're not real people. Like you can't watch the movie and be like, oh, I relate to any of these people. They're all
really
so
gonna
bad.
watch it because that's like right up my.
Dude, I think you'll like it.
I wish you had seen it because I want to talk about the ending because it's got one of the greatest
that stuff
endings.
Does not bother me.
It doesn't bother you to spoil it. So they find Sasquatch and right away shoot him. They kill him like right away, and it's literally for no reason. Like I don't even know where they got the fucking guns. They barely explain where the guns come from. Oh, and it's got Farva from Super Troopers is in it as well.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
They hire him as an animal professional, but he used to be a mechanic, and he's just like, I'm just trying to find another job.
Dude.
I lost my other job because I'm an alcoholic, and I'm trying to stay sober.
This is one thing I'm saying that I'm gonna go home and watch, and I'm actually gonna go home and watch.
But
do it.
Like,
but the scene after they kill Sasquatch, where they're sitting around the fire, and they're like, "I can't believe we just did that."
Strange Wilderness.
Like, well, I think he was coming at us. He was gonna. He came out like, I'm gonna kill you," and the other guy was like, "Actually, I'm pretty sure the sound he made was kind of like, huh? Like, I don't know what's going on right now." And then you guys just shot him. It's so good.
I want to watch
it is so good.
Get high first.
I will.
Absolutely, you have to get high.
I'm gonna.
And then fucking Justin Long fucking gets his.
Justin Long is
painted.
really the stoner character.
Yeah, he gets his eyelids tattooed. He gets eyeballs tattooed on his eyelids, so it looks like he's awake while he's sleeping.
Dude, that was cool.
It's so funny. One of the best movies ever. Like one of the most underrated comedies ever made.
I'm
think.
definitely gonna watch it.
All right, what's your number
excited.
2, Brad?
All right, my number 2 definitely deserves higher rating. Grind. Skateboarding movie there.
Yeah,
remember that?
I know Grind.
You've never seen Grind?
No.
Oh my God, you're so stupid.
I mean, Grind's a really fucking
Say
good
it.
movie.
I know you want to.
Um,
How old is it?
I didn't fucking get the date for this.
What?
I think it's 99.
99, yeah. Rotten
Maybe
Tomatoes
2000.
Wow, I
gave it.
was 4 wanting
Tomatoes
to learn
gave
about
it
skateboarding.
8%, and the audience gave it a 79%.
Yeah, that's a huge discrepancy right there.
It is, but it's basically these kids just graduated. There's skateboarders just graduated high school, and they take the one kid's college money and they go on the road to try to get in front of like a famous skateboarder.
Oh, okay.
And
Played by Jason London.
yes,
Word.
he was in Mallrats and.
No, it's
But-
the one from that was his brother. That was Jeremy.
Really?
London. Yeah, Jason London was in Dazed and Confused.
Oh.
Because they have the other dude.
Wow.
They have the other dude from Dazed and Confused plays the one of the skate shop owners.
Oh.
The one where he
holy
tries to
shit.
get to sponsor him, and he's like, "Yeah, you can have that board for $1,000."
Yeah,
That guy,
yeah.
He's also in Dazed and Confused.
No shit. But anyway, they get in some shenanigans on the way, and then they
Word.
finally get in front of him, and when they're back home sitting, hanging out, like they weren't. At the end, they get into. You have to be sponsored to get into a pro event, and they got sponsored by somebody. They met a girl along the way, and apparently she was a famous skater, and she signed them up, and like they were a skate team, so like you take turns doing a demo, and they got in front of the main dude, and when it shows them back home, the guy's tour bus shows up and is like, "Hey, you guys want to go on tour?" It's like, "Fuck yeah!" So they all go on tour together
Happy
as a
ending.
skateboarding team. It was just great.
Did you
But
cry?
it's a funny movie. It's a very funny movie, and I
Like,
don't know.
actually
It was
funny?
like it's a movie about some skate punks who get their dream in the end, and it's a funny movie. I wish
So
I.
it's very
I
unrealistic.
wish I. No, come on. The people who know what movie I'm talking about, they're gonna be
I'm
like,
kidding. I'm
"Man,
sure it's a
this
lovely
Kristen
film."
girl doesn't understand it
Guys,
at all."
I'm so sorry. I played Tony Hawk Underground. Okay, I'm cool.
See, if you like Tony Hawk, you would like Grind.
I probably would. I just never have seen it, and I'm getting criticized because I was
I'm not,
4 when it
I'm
came
not
out.
gonna lie to you, Kristen. If you're gonna
Of
go
course
home
not.
and watch either that or Strange Wilderness, watch Strange
Oh
Wilderness.
yeah, I wouldn't
watch
go watch
Strange
Grind.
Wilderness.
So Strange Wilderness is like dumb funny. Grind kind of has its serious moments and stuff. Like it tries
Yeah,
to be an
Grind
actual
is-
movie.
Grind is almost a drama as much as it is a comedy.
It's like a drama comedy
I
type
avoid
thing.
drama, so I'm not gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch. The
I don't
one
know.
that's just
It was
stupid.
it was a good movie.
It's got some great skateboarding scenes. I think the reason it's so low is because people don't respect skateboarding or skateboarding
Facts.
movies. Like there's never a skateboarding movie that does incredibly well.
Didn't Jonah Hill do one?
No.
Yeah, he did.
He directed one recently about a kid. I think it's just called The 90s, and it's about a kid that grew up in the 90s in the skateboarding scene.
Yeah, I want to see that.
I haven't seen it yet. I think it's called Mid 90s or something like that, but I really want to see it too. It's supposed to
Yeah.
be really fucking good,
Yeah,
especially
I
for
heard
like
it
his
got, good.
directorial debut.
Yeah, I want to see it. That was like how many years ago though? Like last year, 2 years ago.
A couple years. I think it's on Hulu or Netflix. One of those originals. But yeah, Grind is more. It's definitely more of a drama than it is a comedy, I think.
But it was a good movie.
It
It's
deserves
got
higher than what it got.
it's got yeah. I
Gotcha.
mean I
Obviously,
think so.
especially if you look at the difference between the critic score and the audience
Yeah,
score.
I
Yeah.
mean that's huge. That's a big difference. It tried, and for me it worked. Other people, the critics, it didn't because critics suck.
They do.
That's what this whole podcast is about.
Yeah.
What's your number 2, Kristen?
Oh, my number 2 is Stay Alive. Hold on.
Which you just changed
I just learned this.
approximately
Breaking
25
news.
minutes ago.
Breaking news. Stay Alive is my number 2. It came out 2006. It's considered a horror, mystery, and thriller. And I got 10%. Which that's probably why, like, my mind didn't really register the first ones on the list because I went from 10 to 0. Because I'm like, I want, like, a really bad one. But
yeah,
then
I
it's
tried
telling
to
you, like,
pick
no
single
movies.
digits too.
Yeah. But it deserves, like, 100%, first of all. It's a good horror movie about video games.
Have you ever seen it, Brad?
I have.
Because were you here for that discussion?
Yeah, we definitely discussed it a few times.
I think we discussed it in the Everybody podcast one. Because I remember Chad being in that conversation. Because that's when we talked about doing a movie night. Because
Yeah.
we were talking about... Because I thought it was cool that I knew Stay Alive, but it turns out
all
a
of
lot
us
of
knew.
people do.
Yeah. I saw it in theaters. I very vividly remember seeing it in theaters.
But it's basically about like you say a prayer or whatever in the beginning of playing the video game, which awakens the witch, and if you had to stay alive in real life.
You know why the
Or
plot of
stay
that
alive
movie
in the
falls
game.
apart? Because nobody fucking reads anything on a video game. Who reads the fucking words that come up on a
But you
video
couldn't
game?
go further. Like they couldn't go further. Like I think they kind
When
of
they-
touched on that.
Yeah, but they didn't have to fucking read it out loud.
But then you see her like in the background, like behind them, like.
I'm just saying that's a huge plot hole in the movie.
No.
When was the last time you played a video game and read everything on the fucking screen? Especially if it's something that does
Literally
not
never.
it doesn't teach you. Like I'll read stuff that's going to teach me how to play the game, but if I start reading it and realize I'm reading something that's not going to help me at all, I'm like, next.
But I think the thing was that they made it realistic. Was they were like, they were trying to skip it, and then the dude just starts saying, he's like, "Hey guys, look, it's changing color," and then they say it. That's why it works. But anyways, love that movie. It literally, I watched that youth group.
You watched that movie
Yeah.
at a youth group?
Do you know? I'm gonna name drop Jordan Campbell from Troy.
Yeah, he lives
Yeah,
right down
yeah.
the road here.
Fact.
has
So
that.
his mom used to be a youth leader, and we went. Me, my friend, like Noah, all of us.
Michelle, right?
Yep.
Yeah, she's my dad's cousin.
She's a very nice lady.
Yeah, I like
A
Michelle.
lovely woman. Well, for youth group, we stayed at their house, and their house is scary, by the way, in this huge room, and watched that on a big screen, and it terrified me. But I'm like, this is youth group.
Wow.
That's the thing. I don't really know Michelle that well, but I do know that she's not like a fucking helicopter parent religious type person.
No, like-
she's not gonna be like, oh, this is anti-God. You guys can't watch this. She's just
Right.
like whatever. She's
She loves
she's
check
a
out-
pretty cool lady.
Yeah, we went to Ace Video and just like picked out movies, and then that was one we watched them.
Ace video.
Yeah, and then they have a huge backyard too, and we played Manhunt, and it was the best experience ever, Manhunt wise. Just if anybody want to know, great time.
Is Manhunt just tag? Is that
It's
what we're
hide and
talking
seek.
about?
hide and seek.
Hide and seek. Yeah.
Yeah, and tag together.
Is there any difference between Manhunt and hide and seek?
Hide and seek, you don't have to like run to a base.
Okay.
Manhunt,
We
you
used
have
to call that war. I get
Oh,
what
we
you're
call it
saying now. Yeah,
Manhunt.
we called it war.
And then you scream, "Oh, the axe!"
We had,
I've never played it.
But I guess war would be we had teams though.
Oh no.
We would have like 5 kids here, 5 kids here, and then it was this group go this way, this group go this way, and then try to catch each other in the middle. And
So
there's a home
Manhunt
base.
is just one man hunting for like everybody. Where Brad used to live in Canton, I grew up also in that same park. We would use the whole park at night and just play Manhunt that was the best time, like the best summer. We all did that, and then Caleb Latimer's house was the base, and we'd all like freaking sprint there. It was fun. Manhunt's fun
To be a kid again.
You know, yeah.
for
It
real.
would have been cooler if it was like you had to tackle the person instead of just tagging
We
them.
just tag them. Well, the goal is everyone should get on base before the Manhunt dude gets them, which it's hard to like get everybody. Like I always sucked. I hated it. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
I've
scary.
always been fat, so I've never been good at games like that. If I have
I
to,
used to not. I used
if
to
I
play
have
softball
to
and
catch a
stuff.
skinny kid, it's just not gonna fucking happen.
No, when I played softball, I was pretty in shape, but that was around that time too. So I just fucking. I remember I fell. One of my friends pissed their pants. I didn't know, and I fell.
Ugh.
And that it was so bad. But anyways, I don't know why I shared that. But it was
Just
the
wanted to
worst-
talk about my friend pissing my pants.
worst experience, man. But okay, so
Where
Cody,
are
what's your
we?
number 2? I said stay alive.
Okay.
My number 2 is Miss March.
I
What the
have
fuck?
never heard of that
I
movie.
knew I'd know none of your guys.
It came out in 2008. It's got a 5% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 29% audience score.
So it was pretty bad then.
It's definitely not great. Like that's why I can't make, especially for these first 2, I can't make an argument that they deserve to have a higher score. They probably do deserve to have a low score, but I just enjoy them.
Okay.
But it's about these 2 kids. They're best friends in high school. One of them is about to lose his virginity, and right as he's about to do it, he's like really religious and used to like teach kids like abstinence and stuff, like teach like middle schoolers abstinence with his girlfriend. and his girlfriend decides, like, let's have sex. So before he has sex, his friend tells him, like, you got to get drunk first, so that way you don't, like, fucking blow your load right away. So they start getting drunk, and he ends up falling down some basement stairs at this party because he's drunk, and he goes into a coma for 5 years.
Oh, shit.
And when,
What?
Yeah, and when he wakes up from a coma, he finds out that his girlfriend is in Playboy. So he fucking goes from, they live in North Carolina, so him and his best friend go on a road trip from North Carolina to the Playboy mansion to try and so he can lose his virginity to his girlfriend, or at least talk to his girlfriend again.
Wow.
They had to have been high to think of a storyline that way. Like that.
Have either of you guys ever heard of The Whitest Kids You Know?
No.
It was a sketch comedy troupe, and they used to have a TV show on IFC, and I think it was on Fuse for a while too. And it was written by those guys, Trevor Moore and I think Zach Kreger, I believe is what his name is. They wrote it, and they write all the sketches for Whitest Kids You Know.
Word.
That's how I ended up watching it. Like, I found out about it through Whitest Kids You Know, and I loved the Whitest Kids You Know, so I was like, I want to watch this movie.
And it was good.
It's fucking hilarious.
Sounds funny.
He wakes up from his coma by his best friend hitting him in the face with a baseball bat.
Oh. Holy shit.
It's funny. And then the ending of the movie, like as a final scene, after the whole movie's just over, they throw a final scene in where it's the doctor of the kid who saw the guy his friend wake him up by hitting him in the face with a baseball bat, and he's like got a bunch of interns around him, and he's like, all right, I've seen this work once. And he just pulls out a baseball bat, and he just hits a coma patient in the face with it, and nothing happens. So he does it again, and nothing happens. He's like, I swear to God, I saw this work once. And he just does it again, and the fucking patient, like, catches it. It's pretty fucking hilarious.
That sounds funny. That sounds good.
I've never heard of this movie.
Since he's been in a coma for 5 years, right, he's got atrophy, so he can't control any of his muscles. He's supposed to, like, work out his muscles. And because he has atrophy throughout the whole movie, he keeps accidentally shitting himself. Like, if something, like, scary happens to him or he gets nervous, he shits himself. And, like, it's fucking great. He's wearing, like, a fucking
What's
hospital gown. Miss March.
When did this come out?
2006,
you said?
2009.
2009. I'm
Word.
surprised I've never heard of this movie.
That sounds like a movie I'd watch.
It did not do well. It's fucking, it's hysterical, though. It's so funny. And it's got Craig Robinson in it, the black guy.
Oh, yeah.
From Pineapple Express.
Oh, okay.
You know, the gangster guy who wears like the fucking denim vest and shit.
Yeah.
He's in it, and he plays a rapper who calls himself Horstick.mpeg. And they play 2 of his songs in it, and the first one just goes, suck my dick while I fuck your ass. Suck my dick while I fuck your ass. And that's the whole song, just him saying that over and over again.
Wow. I'm going to find that movie and watch it.
Brad, what's your number 2? Wait, 1.
My number 1. So this movie, I believe, is probably on Cody's list, but it is Out Cold. It's not?
Yeah, I knew that was going to be your number 1. It's on my honorable mentions.
Out Cold. It has Zach Galifianakis in it. How do you say that?
Zach Galifianakis.
Also has Jason
Galifianakis,
London in it.
Jason London.
I love Zach Galifianakis.
It's like his first movie.
Really?
It was like before. He doesn't act the same way that he acts in like Due Date or The Hangover. It's not. He doesn't play that character.
It was like
I loved him in Campaign.
like back in the stand-up days.
Okay.
But
What's it called?
Out Cold.
Okay.
It's about, so this guy has a ski resort mountain, and all these dudes work for the guy, taking care of the mountain maintenance and all that kind of stuff. And some rich dude comes in and he wants to buy the mountain, and he like completely changes everything, and it like messes with their style, and these kids do something about it, and they like run them out.
They're always getting high and drunk and shit.
Yeah,
It's another one of those.
It's another one of those like.
It's basically
Punk
grind
snowboard.
on a mountain.
Yeah, it's yeah, dude. It's grind but snowboarding.
It's the same movie, just one of them's located on a mountain.
You really like
But
movies
Out Cold,
with people having dreams.
Out Cold is funnier though. I think Out Cold's funnier.
Out
That's
Cold is like a
precious.
criminally underrated movie.
Yeah.
I think that movie is really fucking awesome.
I remember watching the fuck out of that movie.
It's why I listened to the band Eve 6.
Yeah,
It's
me
got
too.
That song
Me
at
too.
the beginning, anytime while he's
Yeah.
fucking skateboarding. It's a dope scene. I think you know what? Because that goes going into my first fucking movie. I think that's another thing that critics don't appreciate is extreme sports, not just
Yeah,
skateboarding. I think
probably.
that's part of the reason. I don't think that they don't care to see a dope ass scene like somebody snowboarding down a mountain while punk
like,
rock
wow,
music
cool.
plays. I don't
Right.
think critics are interested in that. You know.
I
But
agree.
it was a great movie.
Do you know it was the guy who wrote it was trying to make a modern day take on Casablanca?
Really?
Yeah. That's why they have that whole scene at the end where with the airplane where he literally repeats the words straight from Casablanca. I can't remember what the words are now, but he he gives that speech where he tells her like you need to get on that plane. Remember what I'm talking about? Because he tells the girl, girl's like dating the guy in the wheelchair, and he has like the whole scene like you need to get on that plane. Your future's not with me. Blah blah blah. That's all reminiscent of Casablanca.
Oh.
And then Zach Galifianakis steps in and kind of does the same thing to him.
He's probably the best part of the movie. Him and the dude that plays Pigpen.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is.
I don't either.
There's like a running gag in the movie where Zach Galifianakis gets so drunk that he passes out, and when he does that, they fucking play pranks on him.
Yeah.
Like they put him passed out in
I
the
feel like
seat
I've
of a
seen
car.
bits and pieces of it because some of the things you're saying, I'm like, I kind of see it.
So there's a scene where he gets drunk and passes out, and they put him in the driver's seat of a car, and then like 3 of them climb into the car, and a big group of people spin the car in circles, and they all just start screaming, and he wakes up and thinks that he's driving the car. They're going out of control.
I feel like
It's
I've
so
definitely
funny.
seen
The first
some of
prank
this.
the first prank they play on him is he passes out and they take off his pants and put him in the woods, and they put salt on him and a polar bear on his genitals, and a polar bear comes
up and
like
licks
in
his
the
dick.
in the
I remember
morning.
that. I
Yeah.
remember that.
Like in the morning, he wakes up to a polar bear licking him. It's funny as shit. He gets his wang caught in a hot tub.
Yeah, I think my favorite part of that movie is the guy that everybody knows is gay.
Yeah,
And but won't he like just always he's always
He
talking
won't
about banging chicks. He's like,
Yeah, he
I
won't
used to
admit
talked
it.
about how much pussy he gets and stuff like that. So it's pretty great.
What's that movie where that guy like zips his dick into his zipper?
There's something about Mary.
Yeah, that was Ben Stiller.
Dude, I was trying to think of that the other day because I wanted to watch it because I'm like, I know I loved this movie.
Definitely watch Out Cold instead.
Dude,
Yeah.
one of the best smash cuts in a movie though is in that scene where Keith David's like, all right, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Then it cuts to a paramedic like, we got a bleeder.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the best like fucking cuts in a movie ever.
But definitely watch Out Cold.
Watch Strange Wilderness first, just because I love Out Cold.
I'm watching Strange Wilderness.
And I'd love
sure.
for you to like Out Cold, but I feel like you're gonna like Strange Wilderness before you like Out Cold.
Okay.
I'm gonna compare Strange Wilderness's humor to something like as dumb as like Step Brothers or Talladega Nights or something.
Oh, then I love it.
Sort of, yeah. But
Maybe a
more
little
dirty,
dumber and dirty, yeah.
because it's an R-rated
So
movie,
like an Adam
so they're
Sandler
all
movie.
doing drugs and
Yeah,
shit.
but it's like Adam Sandler movie. Oh man, just watch the movie.
Okay, I'm gonna
I
watch
can't
the movie and I'll
describe
tell you
it.
what I compare it to.
it is definitely one of a kind.
It's a stoner movie, man. Like,
I'll get high and then I'll watch it.
And don't try to read into the plot at all.
yeah,
Like,
just
it's not-
watch it and enjoy it.
I
I
will.
think because you said you've seen Hot Rod, right?
Yes.
I think
bits
along
and pieces,
that
not all the
kind
way
of
through.
plot line where it's
Okay.
like nothing's really happening, nothing
Word.
important is going on. It's just a random. It's just like an excuse to put a bunch of funny scenes together.
Yeah, it seems like a movie that they started making and they were like, I
seems
don't really like it. They put it on the shelf for 5 years and then they were like, you know what?
Let's
put this
Yeah,
out.
It seems like a movie that they started making before they knew what it was about.
Yeah.
Like it literally seems like they were just like, all right, we have the equipment, let's just do something with it, and didn't have a script or anything, and just started making a movie. And they're like, okay, I guess this is about people hunting for Sasquatch.
I'm dying. Okay.
Moving on.
Yeah, what's your number one, Kristen?
Fuck, I don't remember. Oh, Cabin Fever. Okay, because so I thought it was the O2 one. Because I didn't know they made a remake in 2016.
Yeah. So Missy because she went through the list and she was like cabin fever, and then she saw the date and she's like, this isn't the one I'm talking about.
I was just like, oh fuck, I know cabin fever, yeah. And then I immediately put it in. It was the first one I chose.
It's the one with like there's some kind of like flesh-eating disease or something.
Yeah, in the water because there's dead stuff in the lake or whatever that they were like the whatever. And then like a dog eats this girl, and like it has Sean from Boy Meets World on it.
Isn't the dude who played Trip in Detroit Rock City in that movie?
Yeah, the other guy from Detroit Rock City too. The one who's like, I swear to God. Please, God, if you get me out of here, I'll never pull my pork again.
Oh, okay.
Andrew Gillespie, I think is what his name is.
I only knew Ryder Strong from it, which is Sean from Boy Meets World.
And Eli Roth directed it. Also has a cameo in it. He plays like the stoner guy who shows up and with the big bag of weed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy who directed the movie, Eli Roth.
Oh, weird. Well, so it got... The one they remade got a low thing because it was literally just a reboot with a new cast, but it's scene for scene exactly the same.
That's weird when they do that.
Yeah, so that's why I got a bad rating. So, I mean, the original, though, is dope. That came out in 2002, but it got a 0% for it with the reboot.
0%?
Yeah, for the reboot. But I did look up this morning about cabin fever because I'm like, I like second guessed and I looked up the cabin fever I knew and I'm like, oh, that's 64%.
It got a 64% on Rotten Tomatoes. That surprises me. I figured it would get less than that.
Me too, but it got 0 for the reboot. And I read up like why, like reviews and stuff, and it said because it's scene for scene, just new cast.
Quick cash grab.
It's weird when people when directors do that. It just feels lazy.
Like the James Franco did with that one. I did not hit her. That guy.
Yeah, but that's not a remake, though. They were making a movie about making a movie being made.
Oh,
that wasn't They didn't remake the movie. They made a movie about that movie being made, and then they remade a couple of scenes of the movie.
I'm too fucking high for this right now.
It is very meta, yes. But Psycho, Gus Van Sant remade Psycho in the 90s, and it was a scene-for-scene remake. And what else? I don't know the guy's name, but the movie Funny Games, the same guy directed 2 versions of the same movie. One of them was weird. Australian, and the other one was American. And it's exactly scene for scene, the exact same movie with different actors.
That's weird that they do that. The original Cabin Fever was so awesome, though. I remember my older sister snuck and got it because I wasn't allowed to see it, and then I watched it, and I thought it was cool because I was little.
I didn't like it when I was younger. I liked it more. Like, when I got older and rewatched it, I liked it. But when I was younger, I don't know. When I thought about a horror movie, I wanted to see, like, a monster killing people. Or
right.
Slash, you know, like, when I put it in, I was expecting the slasher. Like, it just... When I was a kid, I was like, a disease killing people? Boring.
Well, I mean, like...
As an adult,
wow,
I think
realistic.
It's better. Yeah.
I liked it. I liked it when I was younger.
I loved it.
It didn't have a whole lot of rewatchable value with me.
I'd watch
but
it
I've
now.
definitely watched it a few times, and it's a little freaky.
Yeah, and because that could definitely fucking happen.
What, flesh-eating virus?
Yeah.
I mean,
like...
Staph infection. That's basically a flesh-eating virus.
Well, I mean, like, that, covered their whole body. So I remember the girl laying in bed covered...
The fucking that scene where she's shaving her legs and it's all coming off.
Yeah.
That's a fucking rough scene.
Stop. Okay, I forgot. I wanted to keep it that way.
And even in the scene where Ryder Strong beats the girl to death with a shovel.
Yeah,
that's a pretty rough scene.
Don't they feed the one girl to the dog that was in that little coop?
I don't remember.
She's and there's a door and they have to crawl to her. It's a whatever, and a dog's trying to kill her because she's dying, and they can smell it like a wolf or something, and they let the eater. I'm pretty sure.
There's no happy ending to it, right?
I don't think. I think
no. Everybody dies.
Really? Oh.
Ryder Strong makes it out, but he doesn't. At the end of the movie, they kind of do this cut where they they show his face and they zoom out and he's dead, laying in the stream.
Yeah.
And the disease is going down the stream into the people's drinking water of a nearby town.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I'm they're gonna do number 2.
They did.
They did?
Yeah, it was just really bad.
Oh, yeah, I never heard of it.
Eli Roth didn't direct it. He had nothing to do with it. And then I think they did 3, actually. I think they did a third one.
Oh,
so,
I love the first one.
Off topic, but when we were talking about the whole scene-for-scene movie, I saw a video the other day of someone asking, how come we don't have, like, we have British shows that they make American, and they do scene for scene, but is there any American shows that they did in British that was scene for scene? And there is a British That 70s show that is
Yes.
scene for scene.
I saw that when I
Scene
was.
for scene?
Yeah.
Well, the American version of The Office isn't scene for scene.
It's not.
No.
Mm-mm.
No, not at all.
So
But
it's
the-
just That 70s show.
But
That's
they
like
High
American
School
to
Musical is
British.
something that like every other country has.
There's a lot of fucking shows that America's done that they reproduce in other
Oh, yeah.
countries, like American
Scene for
Idol,
scene,
even
yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah.
Not necessarily scene for scene, but it's
Concepts and
yeah.
shit. Yeah.
They'll just take the same show and be like, we're making a Brazilian version of this or whatever.
That's why Rammstein was like, we all live in America, because we're all the same. We do the same shit in every country.
You need to do that.
America
song.
just has like
No.
a real like strong hold on entertainment.
Yeah.
Not very many other fucking countries have. No other country has the same quality of entertainment as America. They don't have as much money to put into it.
That's right.
Rick and Morty.
That's right.
According to Rick.
There's still, I mean, there's still fucking people that fucking come out though. Like there's
Damn,
a
bro.
whole Indian
That's right.
subculture or a whole Indian culture of entertainment, and there's Japanese that have a lot of really great movies. Koreans too. There's a lot of really great Korean movies. The fucking Bong Joon-ho, I think is what his name is, or whatever the fuck the guy's name is, just won the Academy Award for Best Director and Best Picture 2 years ago
Nice.
for Parasite.
I wish it was like on Rick and Morty when you can see other planets TV like they did on that episode. That'd be cool as fuck.
Well, you're supposed to be able to do not other planets, but you're supposed to be able to do that with a VPN. You're supposed to be able
Yeah.
to get other
I'm talking about other
countries.
planets. Like that was cool.
I mean, as far as we know, in the planets we've reached, there's nobody that has TV. But I mean, there is.
You really break.
There
it.
has
You know, you
been-
like movies about
there-
dreams.
there-
where, like
there's-
crushing your
there's
friend's
ha-
dreams.
there has-
Fucked up.
Who are we on? Whose turn is it?
Yours,
Is it mine? Did you give your number one?
Yeah, I said.
Kevin.
Okay, yeah, Cabin
Cabin
Fever.
Fever.
All right, my number one, and this is the one I want to make the argument that I don't think it deserves this low of a score, is Nitro Circus the movie.
I saw
I
that.
always go past that, but never watch it.
It was made in 2012. It's got a 6% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 62% audience score, which is also another. It's a huge discrepancy, and I think that's one of the reasons why I think it deserves to have a higher score. And it's just like what I was saying about critics not appreciating action sports.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
That
what
really
it
is.
is. It's like I feel like the people, because it's a Jeff Tremaine movie, I feel like the people that went into it, like the critics that went into it, gave it a bad score, were expecting Jackass. Because you'll
Yeah.
notice
Probably.
Jackass
Probably.
isn't on the list. And then what they got was not Jackass, because Nitro Circus is not Jackass. It's different. It's a
Yeah.
very different thing. It's literally action sports, not people hurting each other.
Right.
But that's why I think it deserves a higher score, and it's really entertaining. If you know what you're getting into, if you know what you want to watch.
No, they had like a series, right?
Yeah, I used to watch the series
Yeah, I
all the
thought they were
time.
Good, yeah.
That's
They
why I
only had,
watched
like-
the movie.
Didn't they only have like one season or something like that?
No, they had a few seasons.
Did
they?
There was 3 or 4 seasons. It was on for a long time.
Obviously, Brad did not like him as much.
Well, I mean, I didn't. Like I said, I've watched a couple clips here and there, and I liked what I saw. I don't know.
It's just you can't go into it with any other attitude except for wanting to
Like-
watch stunts. It's
Yeah,
a stunt
like
movie.
I appreciate. Like I think it's really cool what they can do and what they do, but like motorsports isn't my cup of tea.
I used to love fucking motocross and shit like that. Love it. Well, because I used to ride 4-wheelers and shit. You
Yeah,
know? So
yeah.
I loved it. And Travis Pastrana, at the time, I don't know what, I haven't paid as much attention to motocross these days or supercross or anything like that. But at the time, like especially when we were in high school, Travis Pastrana was the best. But like by far, it was like the difference between like Khabib in the USC. Like he was so far ahead of everybody in motocross that it was. You couldn't not respect the guy.
Right.
And then he started doing everything else. He started doing the fucking rally car racing, and he was
Yeah.
in NASCAR, but he didn't do good at NASCAR. But
Kate Wheat
Turn left.
met
on.
Travis Pastrana.
yeah,
They did a rally thing.
They
in
do every year.
Wellsboro or whatever,
They
and
do every
he came
year.
in the subway when she worked there.
I hear he's a really fucking
Subway
great
sounds
guy.
so good right
I mean,
now.
she said he was nice.
I'm gonna get Subway. I'm
Don't
gonna
start talking about food.
You did.
No, I fucking.
He just mentioned Subway.
Yeah, like you're the one that wants to talk about it.
Okay. Anyways, what's up?
But did you like Nitro Circus, Kristen? You said you've seen it, or have you seen the movie or just the show?
What's the movie on?
I only seen
Is
the
it-
show, but I'm assuming the movie's just like the show.
It's just
Is
bigger
it
stunts.
HBO Max? Is it on HBO Max?
It's on something. I don't
It's
know
on.
what.
It's definitely on one of the streaming sites I have.
HBO Max or Netflix or Amazon Prime. It's on one of them. And it's not
Def-
long. It's
Definitely
a
not
short movie.
Netflix because I never get on Netflix. But I've seen it. I think it's HBO Max, but I'm not completely sure. Don't take my word for it.
They started doing a live show with it too, a tour where they would fucking build dirt tracks inside stadiums and race fucking
That's
do
cool.
big ass stunts and fucking inside
That is
big
cool.
stadiums and shit.
If
That
that,
would be cool to see.
dude,
in person.
if that kind of thing came close, I mean, like I'd go see it. It's definitely not something I'd watch on TV, and I don't want to. Yeah, I wouldn't watch it on TV.
I don't wanna-
I'd definitely see it live.
I think it would
It'd
be
cool.
awesome
It would
to
be
see
awesome
live.
live. Yeah.
I like that they do the big wheel stunts and shit because I think they do that in the movie. There's like these two buildings. They're kind of like the Twin Towers, but in Brazil. They're like the same building, and they jump a fucking big wheel across it. It's
no,
pretty fucking dope.
no, that would give me anxiety.
I feel
I
like
think the
have.
director Jeff Tremaine, because Jeff Tremaine directed that and all the Jackasses, and he said that there was like the major difference between the two was in Jackass when they made up a stunt, it was meant to fail, but in Nitro Circus when they made up a stunt, they couldn't fail. There
Yeah.
was no failure, wasn't an option. They had to succeed, otherwise everybody would die.
Yeah, no way. No,
That's a whole new type of thrill right there.
Yeah,
which is why it's cooler. No, Jackass is pretty funny. It's like
I'm surprised all three of the Jackasses were on the
Same.
bottom of the list.
I thought one of like the third one would be on it.
Anybody have honorable mentions?
So before I mention them, I forgot to say so talking about big differences, Rotten Tomatoes gave this an 8% and the audience gave it an 89%.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, it is.
Again, I don't think critics appreciate action sports. Or like they seem to love fucking boxing. They love Rocky movies. And every fucking boxing movie that ever comes out, every football movie or basketball movie that comes out. But then every time a fucking movie comes out about action sports or extreme sports like snowboarding and skateboarding and dirt biking, it always gets the lowest scores. It's weird.
Bastards. So my first honorable mention is National Lampoon Senior Trip.
ugh.
You ever seen it?
Terrible.
You ever
Hate
see it?
those movies.
Yeah.
I thought that movie was fucking hilarious. you guys' humor fucking sucks. You know that?
I can't wait till there is.
You
a camera in
guys
here so I can.
Are
everyone
not
can see
fun.
my-
Yeah,
that's
just
what
like
I get.
rolling your eyes fucking every 10 minutes.
Yeah, like, especially the Ninja Turtle one.
Do you have any honorable mentions, Kristen?
So the one I had instead of Stay Alive before I last minute knew it was on there was The Cat in the Hat.
The one with Michael Myers?
It's
Don't
just 'cause I've seen
you
it.
ever fucking laugh at me for my movie choices again.
Okay, so one that came out when I was young. Did I write? Hold up.
You fucking loser.
That came out in 2003. So how old was I? 7. Shut the fuck up. Secondly, that got
The
a
thing is, when I was 7, my Michael Myers movie was still Wayne's World.
and yo, that's funny. But then, anyways, it got a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, but a
It deserves it.
52% audience.
That,
0% is fucking bad.
Senior Trip got a 0% from Rotten Tomatoes, and the audience gave it a 55%.
Right, my honorable mention, I don't have any information on it. It was Stealing Harvard.
I felt like you were gonna mention that.
Yeah, that's
I
my,
saw
that's
that
on
on
my
there.
honorable mention. I also had Out Cold as an honorable mention, too.
I have another one, Bulletproof.
That's
Adam
the Adam
Sandler
one,
and
right?
Damon Wayans.
Oh, yeah, I
It was an
remember
action
that one, too.
movie. It was a good movie.
I did. So I thought there was one on there called College, right? And in my mind, that was accepted. I thought it was. So I'm like, yes.
Yeah,
fuck
College is
yeah.
that stupid Drake Bell
Yeah.
movie.
So I'm glad I did Wikipedia that exact because I'm like I'm not sure, and then I'm like oh, but I thought Accepted was on there. I'm like that was a good movie. It
That is a good
deserves
movie.
like the highest of scores.
But
Right,
Strange Wilderness was another honorable mention I had.
Yeah.
So I like I said, I didn't put it on my list because I was like, I
I'm
feel
gonna
like
watch
Cody's
it.
gonna get this.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
But-
watch Strange Wilderness before you watch any other movie we discussed.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the other ones. Just
Yes.
Out Cold,
Out Cold. That would be the second
Yeah.
one you should watch.
because I love Zach Galifianakis.
And my last, I just want to bring this up. My last honorable mention is midgets versus mascots.
I saw that on there, and I
did.
was like, this is a movie.
Yeah, and it's
Exactly what I.
it is insane. It's about a midget mascot who dies, and he's incredibly rich. And he said he's gonna leave all of his money to either a midget or a mascot. So he holds open trials, and they're supposed to pay the people. It's supposed to be a month-long competition,
Oh my
and they're
God.
supposed to pay him like $10,000 for the month, like regardless. But when his assistant put it out, his assistant barely knows English, so when he put it out, it was only $1,000 per month. So all he got was like the people that fucking applied for it were all just white trash people who think $1,000 a month is worth, or $1,000 is worth a month of time. so it's just
No, that's
it's
kinda
ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And there's one mascot who just leaves his head on the whole time, like just never gets out of the mascot uniform. And then at the end of the movie, he just takes the head off. It's like a giant cowboy head, and it's just Jason Mewes under there. And he says he gives like a line of dialogue, and it's literally just like, "This is fucking bullshit, man." And then you just never see him again.
Wow.
Oh,
And
Wow.
Gary Coleman's in it. He applies as one of the midgets. It's ridiculous. It's something that when you watch it,
I
you
kinda
can't even
wanna see
laugh
this.
at it because you're just like, how did this movie even get fucking made? It's so insane.
I saw that on there, and I was just like, wow, man.
there was a Hillary Clinton thing on there, and I was gonna choose that to be funny because it got like 2%, and I didn't.
I mean, there's a few more movies on there that I was like, those are pretty good. I like those movies.
Have you seen Stealing Harvard?
Yeah, I have.
What do you think of that movie? Because I think
It
it's
was-
fucking funny, man.
I mean,
Yeah, I
it
like
was
it.
it was cool. It was cool, but it wasn't one of the rewatchable ones for me.
Oh, I probably watched it 1,000,000 times when I was a
Oh,
kid. I always loved Tom Green. I always thought that guy
Wasn't
hysterical.
Jason? Was it Jason Lee? He's in that? No.
Yeah, Jason Lee is
Is
in it.
he?
Yeah, it's Jason Lee and Tom Green.
Yeah. Okay.
And Jason Lee tries to steal money because he promised that his niece that if she got into school, he would pay for it, or into a college, he would pay for it when she was like 7 years old. And then when she turns 18, she gets into Harvard and asks him for like $1 million or something crazy like that. And he's just like, I can't afford that, because he just made the promise just for literally no reason, just to make her feel better because she
Right.
was crying. So then he tries to steal, so that he gets a hold of Tom Green, which is like his old friend, and they try to figure out a way to steal the money.
That maybe I should probably go back and rewatch it.
It's pretty funny. It's a pretty funny movie. Out Cold's still better though. I would say
Yeah.
I'd put Out Cold up there as more. Strange Wilderness.
I'm gonna go
That's
home and watch it.
Strange Wilderness, to this day, one of my favorite comedies ever of all time.
I am. I'm gonna go home and smoke, and then I'm gonna watch it
Okay.
for real, and I'll let you guys know.
I think it's on HBO Max.
All right, well, that was everybody's top 3 Rotten Tomatoes below 10%. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Peace.
Peace.